Hi. Oh my goodness. It has been a really long time since I've done this. But in April, I decided to do a 365-day no-buy just for my wardrobe. I'm not adding any pieces to my wardrobe for 365 days. And I thought that this was the perfect way to document that journey and all of my learnings. So here I am. I'm Nina. I'm a personal brand builder for women who lead. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see, but let's dive right in. So at the beginning of this year, as I was preparing my taxes from last year, I realized how much money I had actually spent on clothing. And typically when I go into a woman's closet and I'm trying to help them understand what their personal style is like and what they have versus what they love and what they don't love and what they're wearing and what they're not wearing, I'm not usually telling them like, all of this is garbage. You need to like go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Now, over the last several years, fashion has changed a lot, and I have purchased a lot of new items for my wardrobe to keep up with trends and feel confident in my skin and continue to build out what I feel is my personal style. Well, this led to me spending like probably between $8,000 and $10,000 on clothing last year alone. Can't even imagine what prior years looked like, especially back in my retail days. And so I was really just like, this is not aligning with my financial goals any longer. Once I started to kind of go on this journey, I really found out through a Instagram kind of detox. I took a break from Instagram. I deleted it off my phone, which was a bold move for a marketer, especially one that specializes in social media marketing. But I really felt like it was taking up a lot of my brain space and a lot of my physical time, just like being tethered to this little machine. So deleted it off my phone around Christmas time, over Christmas break, and then I didn't re-download the app until March of 2025. I was at Altitude Summit with my girlfriends and they were like, you're gonna have trouble like having a presence here without actually having the app. And I really do feel like that break showed me a couple of things. One, I was consuming so much like influencer, you need to buy this content, that I completely was able to change my mindset around my consumption, both purchasing consumption and just viewing consumption. One of the other things that I learned was at the consuming of content of other people's like opinions in all different kinds of areas, not just clothing, but just other people's opinions, period, was leading to me not really understanding who I am on the deepest level. And I've been sort of going through this reckoning over the last year. And so when I was putting my goals together for 2025, I already was thinking I wanted to purchase less, I wanted to consume less. Anything I wanted to buy secondhand. And most of the purchases that I made up until the point where I decided to do the 365-day no-buy, I think I bought 2 brand new things total. Otherwise, I have been purchasing from Poshmark and other vintage secondhand shops. I got a couple things from eBay. Anyways, so I was already sort of like on this trajectory. And then I found through my Substack and people I follow, there's a woman I follow called Harriet Hatfield. I will link her bio below because she also has a YouTube channel. And she just kept talking about her 365-day no-buy, and she was nearing the end of hers. And I really was intrigued by this, right? Like, how could I possibly go 365 days without adding anything to my wardrobe? One of the really biggest and most impactful pieces that she wrote was not about the clothing at all, but about the other things in her life that were richer and felt more full and she felt more connected to because of her 365-day no-buy. And like, that is actually what really flipped the switch for me. I want to reconnect with my love of cooking. I want to reconnect with more books and journaling and really getting back into like film photography and my craft in that, and spending less time with my phone in my hand, right? And I want to help other women do this too. So about halfway through April, I decided I'm just going to dive in. I'm just going to do it. The other element of this was I downloaded the Index app on my phone. And the Index app, if you haven't heard of this, is an app where you can categorize everything in your wardrobe. You can catalog it, and then you can build outfits. There we go. So you can build outfits, and then you can track your outfits and track what you're wearing. And I just love this because it's like taking a minute to load. I just love this because it will give you real-time data on everything that you wore during each month. And what really clinched it for me is I cataloged over 200 items in my closet, and that isn't even everything I own. I didn't catalog most of my athletic wear because I wasn't currently wearing it, casually. I may, now that I'm shifting to more work from home, remote freelancer life, I may add in there some other pieces that I probably will wear on a regular basis. But I love the idea of having something that's with me most of the time, where if I have an outfit idea, I can just kind of like craft it and put it in there and save it for later, instead of like trying to keep it in my brain. And so when I realized how many pieces I owned and wasn't really wearing or getting any use out of, it really just kind of flipped the switch for me. So here we are. I'm 30 days in, and I'm honestly feeling pretty good about this. I haven't even felt really a pull to buy anything. There's a couple things that I kind of like wish I bought before I went on this no buy. I really would love a leather woven tote bag, but my sister has one. And so for an upcoming trip, I'm just going to borrow hers. And honestly, anytime I'm feeling like bored or I'm feeling like I need something specific for an event or whatever, I'm just going to go borrow clothes from Sarah, try to figure out how to reinvent the 200 plus pieces that I have in my closet, and we're gonna go from there. I did give myself a couple of guidelines. I'm trying to run quite like at least once a week, maybe twice a week, and so in the fall I'm gonna need new running sneakers, so I'm allowed to buy myself running sneakers. I'm allowed to buy myself new underwear, bras if I need to do that. And I'm allowing myself 3 vintage pieces because I have a couple trips to New York City planned. And I know that if I find something that's like super one of a kind, I'm going to feel like treating myself to that thing. And so I wanted to like allow myself that flexibility, but with a guideline around it, because that could be a slippery slope, right? And so here we go, we're embarking on this. And as I said, I'm a little more than 30 days in at this point of filming this video. And I'm just gonna keep taking you along for the ride. I'm gonna do every 30 days, I'll do an update. I'm actually gonna pay for the Index app so that I get the data on what I'm wearing in my closet, because I feel like that's gonna be really helpful. And I'm really just looking forward to taking this style challenge on and really flexing my creativity in this way. So stay tuned. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram, Substack, and I hope you're along for the ride.